Hi everyone, and welcome to our story corner. Today, we're diving into a magical forest to meet a very special friend. Are you ready for an adventure? Let's begin. Once upon a time, in a cozy little burrow deep in the forest, lived a fluffy little rabbit named Nono. Nono wasn't just any rabbit. He was the most curious bunny you could ever meet. Every rustle of a leaf, every glimmer of sunlight, and every buzz of a bee was a mystery waiting to be solved. He loved discovering everything about his home, but there was one place he had never been, the big, mysterious forest beyond the familiar sunny meadows. One bright and sunny morning, Nono woke up with a twitch of his nose and a thump of his foot. Today was the day. He was going on an adventure to the big forest. His friends, Timmy the squirrel and Daisy the field mouse, gathered around him with worried looks. No, it's too big and you've never been there, squeaked Daisy. You shouldn't go alone, chattered Timmy. But Nono's heart was set on adventure. He thanked his friends for their concern, promised to be careful, and with a cheerful wave, he hopped away. The journey started with so much excitement. Nono bounced happily along the path, his long ears flopping in the breeze. He leaped over mossy logs and played chase with colorful butterflies that fluttered just out of reach. The air was filled with the sweet scent of pine needles and damp earth. Wow, Nono thought, adventure is the best. But then, as he hopped past a pile of large, gray rocks, he heard a strange sound. It was a faint, desperate little rustle and a tiny peep. Nono's ears stood straight up. He froze, and his little heart started to beat a little faster. He felt a tiny bit scared. What could be making that noise? For a moment, he thought about turning back. But then, he remembered what his wise old grandmother always told him. No, my dear, courage is not about never being afraid. True courage is being afraid but doing the right thing anyway. Taking a deep breath, Nono gathered all his bravery. He tiptoed silently, peeking carefully around the edge of the rocks. And what did he see? A small, blue bird was tangled in an old, discarded net. It was struggling to get free, chirping sadly. Nono's fear melted away and was replaced with the desire to help. Don't worry, little bird, he said in his most soothing voice. I'll get you out of there. First, Nono tried to chew through the net with his teeth, but the strings were too tough. He nibbled and nibbled, but it was no use. Then, he tried to pull the net apart with his paws. He pulled and he tugged, tumbling backward into a patch of soft clover. But the knots were too tight. He even tried pushing the net with his nose, which just made him look very funny with the net pattern on his face. He sat back and scratched his head. There must be a way, he mumbled to himself. Suddenly, an idea popped into his head. He saw a sharp-looking twig lying on the ground. It was perfect. Nono picked up the twig and carefully started to poke and pry at the knots of the net. It was tricky work, but he was determined. Slowly but surely, one string came loose, then another and another. Finally, with one last little poke, the bird was free. The little blue bird flapped its wings, soaring into the air with a joyful chirp. It circled around Nono's head once, twice, as if to say thank you. Then, it beckoned for Nono to follow. Curious as ever, Nono hopped after the bird. It led him through a secret path, behind a waterfall, and into a hidden clearing he had never seen before. Nono's eyes grew wide with wonder. The clearing was filled with the most beautiful flowers he had ever seen, in every color of the rainbow, and the bushes were heavy with the most delicious-looking berries and fruits. There were juicy red strawberries, sweet purple grapes, and crunchy, sweet carrots growing right out of the ground. It was a feast fit for a king, or at least, a very adventurous rabbit. The little bird chirped happily and shared the feast with him. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink, Nono knew it was time to go home. He said goodbye to his new friend and, with a full tummy and a happy heart, he made his way back. His friends were waiting anxiously for him. When they saw him, they rushed over, full of questions. Nono told them everything about the scary sound, about being brave, about his funny attempts to free the bird, and about the magical, hidden clearing. He learned a very important lesson that day. Going on adventures and being brave can lead you to discover wonderful new things. And more than that, he learned that helping others is one of the best adventures of all, making the world, and your own life, so much more beautiful. And that's the story of Nono's big adventure. What do you think was the most important lesson Nono learned? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories. See you next time. Bye.